Hey everybody, welcome. It's that time of the day. It's Monday, 3 p.m. for your health hack. And today we got some exciting new stuff to talk to you about. Hopefully you're safe. I'm praying for everybody out there because I know Thursday up until now, and even for some people it's still going on. Of course you wouldn't know that on the news because they don't really tell you a lot, right? I feel like I'm digging in websites and Facebooks to like find out about the fire, and it's like the fire's outside, the sky's gray, we know there's a fire out there, and then you can barely find out anything about it. So I heard some other patients today were telling me the same thing. I was like, had to dig for information about the fire. What are you news networks doing, you goofballs? But at any rate, before we get into the fire, as the people from the South say, or Alabama or Texas, I wanted to show you this amazing contraption. Yes, this is not my car, although I wish I was that small to fit in it or could even get my foot in it, because it'd be very cute. But this is an amazing gift, and I just thought it was so cute that I had to like bring it up today. And hopefully this made you laugh and smile like it made me laugh and smile. This is a John Deere like Jeep tractor thingamajig with little like those big Legos. I don't know what you guys call those. I don't know. I just call them big Legos, and that can't be swallowed and aren't a choking hazard. And this was given to little Cordie today by Santa Ruth. Okay, and Santa Ruth is Ruth, our amazing, like, energetic, like, healing massage therapist that sometimes works on us and stuff like that. And she's a family friend, too. But she has an amazing practice in Southern California, and this wasn't just a ploy for her. But I just thought this was adorable, and I just wanted to, like, show it because we appreciate you, Ruth, so much, more than you know. And then the other thing is I saw it, too, and I'm like, how many of us, like, step on these things, too, right? And you step on a Lego. There's nothing worse than, like, a Lego, right? Right on your foot, right on the soft part of your foot, and it's the middle of the night. Or a toy, or a T-Rex, a plastic T-Rex, or what do they call it? Ceratops? What do they call I don't know, one of those dinosaurs, right? I can't even say them. I don't even remember them, right? But little Cordie remembers them. Stepping on that, wow, bad no-no for your foot. At any rate, wanted to lighten the mood because we're always talking about stuff that's serious, and it's important stuff that we talk about, but we just upped our dopamine and serotonin levels and made some happy chemicals today, right? And so now you can go to the person next to you at work, or maybe your spouse or somebody you're sitting next to, and you can say, you know what, I love you, I appreciate you. And if you say that to a total stranger right now, you're going to share that moment where you both laugh at each other and you feel awkward and weird, and one of you blushes, which that would be great for dopamine and serotonin. And yeah, we just did that by talking about that cool vehicle. And I probably just made Ruth smile and blush and laugh. And she wore her cute little Santa Claus hat into the practice today when she gave all these gifts to little Cordie. It was really sweet. Yeah, really sweet. So, we all know a fire happened. Fire, as they say, that's my Alabama coming out a little bit. And we all know that it went on and is still going on, I think, right? But you would never know if you try to. I mean, maybe if you have cable and you're glued to the TV. But if you don't have cable and you're trying to watch it on the internet, it is definitely not happening, or very limited knowledge about what to do and what's going on. That being said, there's a lot of people that were exposed to smoke. And I have a little personal story to kind of tell you. You know, yesterday, what am I saying? Today's Monday, Dr. Williams. Thursday, very different. Yesterday could be Thursday in Alabama, though. That's the way we work. It was like, you know, the other day, and it was like 3 years before, right? That's the way Alabama time or Southern time works. But at any rate, today's Monday. This past Thursday, that around, I think it was 11:15 a.m., the fire started, and that was the first, you know, happenings and Bonzel and things of that nature and all that. And by probably, I don't know, 1 o'clock, you could smell the ashes outside in the smoke. By 2 or 3 o'clock, I was taking little Cordie outside. No, not even 2 or 3 o'clock. It was like 2 o'clock. I was taking little Cordie outside because he's teething and getting the molars in, and parents, you know, that's a lot of fun. The incisors, like the first front 4 or 5, those were a lot of fun, but the molars are another level. So I took him outside, and I went outside, and then I'm like, wow, this is not good. I'm going to take him back in, right? But then I stayed out there a little bit longer for different reasons or purposes. Had to go out in the parking lot for a little while because there was some stuff out there that, you know, was bugging me, that the cleaning crew that comes here didn't clear out and all that. And, you know, so I was out there maybe 20 minutes. But I'm telling you, I took like a real quick nap in the office, like I'm talking 15 minutes, and laying back, I could smell the smoke in my office, and I felt the smoke viscerally in my body. And what do you know? Innate started, right? The innate intelligence in our body, which we know, it's ran by our brain, our spinal cord, and our nerves. And we know that innate is based on chemical, emotional, and physical stresses. And what I mean by that is whether we're subluxated or whether innate is functioning at 100% or not is based on chemical, emotional, physical stresses. It's always working. It's always going to work. It's the reason why we're alive right now, right? But it's ran by our brain and our spinal cord. And any time that we get interferences in our system, we get subluxated, that's when there's interferences with innate. And there's chemical, physical, emotional stresses that impact that. So here I am, I'm laying back. I'm laying in the back room. I'm taking a quick 10 or 15 minute nap. And when I wake up, I'm like, something's not right. You know, innate was just kind of telling me, hey doc, you know, you're subluxated right now. Things aren't working the way they need to be. And I got adjusted shortly after that. And that cleared things, but something was still blocked. Something was still off. There was still a process that had been interfered with. And so I did an interview that night, came back to the office, did an interview, and then that night about 9 p.m. it really hit me. Started getting this raging fever, which is great, right? If you're holistic, I mean, the people on the western side or anybody that's not in this office, they don't believe that, but a fever is great. It means that the bacteria in our body, right, is being burned off. It means the immune system is working so well that it's burning up bad bacteria, right, that's related to that infection that we have in our body, so our body can overcome it and win, right? Our interleukins, our interferons, our tumor necrosis factor, those are all those mast cells and macrophages, right, that are working overtime during that process so that the body and the immune system can win. And so I had a fever. Definitely wasn't a fun thing, right? Wasn't fun at all. But Friday I had a fever. Saturday I had a fever. Sunday, up until 3 p.m., I wasn't feeling right. I felt about 60% better Sunday morning. But what did I do? I told you already I got adjusted Thursday night. I took some subluxation supporter nutrition. And then Friday I got adjusted 3 times. Saturday I got adjusted 3 times. Sunday I got adjusted twice and checked. Now maybe every time I got corrected, maybe every time I didn't. Depends on if the subluxation was there or not, right? Dr. Cordie Williams, the beautiful and illustrious and gorgeous mother to my child and wife to me, right? She checked me and adjusted me. It's the greatest benefit to being married to another doc. It's right there, right? It just happens like that. It's awesome. So at any rate, it probably wasn't until Sunday until I felt 60% better. But during that process of really working through that emotional, chemical, physical stress, it's amazing as that happens and you start to get subluxation free, how it's really a time of reflection, isn't it? When you kind of go down like that. And, I started to really realize things that I was grateful for, things in my life that weren't working, things in my life I needed to start to really take a look at, areas in my life where I wasn't resting. And, believe it or not, me, of course, I started the goal planning process for 2018, planning my goals, planning out my calendar, things of that nature. So that's kind of like the internal thing that I started to do, and kind of the evolving process that quiet period brought up for me. And that's one of the positive kind of impacts that sometimes, when innate slows you down like that, one of the positive impacts that it can have on you. But I wanted to share with you the effects of smoke inhalation. Because it also got me thinking about that too, right? That's like the emotional gratitude part of that struggle, because I think in any kind of struggle we have, we can always appreciate or be grateful for what did we learn from it? How did it make us grow? How did it shift us? How did it add value to our life, right? And so our article of the week is fires and smoke and how they wreak havoc on your health. And one of my friends, Chris Lippe from Standard Process, he's also somebody that I look towards from an advisement standpoint for any nutritional consultation we do in the office. And this guy's like a nutritional mastermind. He's a genius, right? And the most important thing we do is get people reconnected to life and adjusted in the office. But after that, we got to look at chemically what's going on in their organ systems. And one of the things he was recommending is, hey, you got to start looking at this product called Infoplex. And it's a Standard Process product. And, I noticed instantly, probably Saturday evening, I started to take it with some of the extra nutrition I was taking. And since the adjustments had a couple of days to kind of really start doing their thing, and I could already feel my body really starting to get over that hump, it was amazing what the Infoplex did, because it really took me over that next kind of barrier. Kind of that next step where maybe the average person would have taken like a Tylenol, an ibuprofen, something like that. With what we know about chemical, physical, emotional stress and innate, we didn't have to do that. And so I just wanted to read off, before I read off some of the benefits of Infoplex, I really wanted to read off some of the benefits some of the negative side effects when we get a lot of smoke in our lungs and when we're exposed to a lot of smoke. Smoke is made up of a complex mixture of gases and fine particles produced when wood and other organic materials burn. The biggest health threat from smoke is from fine particles. These microscopic particles can penetrate deep into your lungs. They can cause a range of health problems, from burning eyes and runny nose to aggravating, to causing chronic heart things to come to the surface, and lung diseases, and exposure to particle pollution is even linked to premature death. So some of those things we kind of innately know, like the allergic part of that, is going to make sense with anytime anybody has a compromised system and there's a liver dysfunction going on in their body. The risk is threefold. Inflammation in the lungs can become systemic, affecting the whole body's vascular function. The risk for blood clots increases, which can lead to heart attacks, strokes, other autonomic nervous systems being infiltrated or having issues. The best first defense for everyone is to get your nervous system in check with a specific scientific corrective adjustment, of course by me, right? And I didn't mean to read that last part to you, but we had somebody pull up to the door, and she's really cute. So I was signaling to Brandy to maybe just tell her to wait a second till we get done with this talk. So that's why there was an awkward moment there. But the benefits of Infoplex are to support the respiratory system, support the body's natural ability to expel respiratory secretions, provides ingredients with antioxidant activity, supports cellular energy and central nervous system function, and contains a combination of key ingredients. And those key ingredients are other products that are really, really beneficial, right? And, I'm not always a peddler of nutrition per se. I'm not. But what I am is a peddler of the nervous system and subluxation correction in the body, okay? When people need that support, I'm definitely going to advocate it, because I would rather someone take subluxation support than be on a medication or something of that nature. Hope that makes sense to you. The one thing that I want you guys to really look out for and be aware of this week is what you're grateful for. Think about everything that you have and everything that you've overcome in your life and all the people that have been a part of that, okay? Because as we enter in this holiday season, there's so many people in this fire, in this situation, that they lost their homes. And they're at an evacuation site, and they don't have anything left. They lost everything in a fire. And if that's you or if that's someone you know, please start contributing. My wife and I are going to give away as many, toddler things and things of that nature as we can, as many things that little Cordie doesn't need. We're going to be donating some money too. And guys, none of this stuff has to be big. It's just the thought that you did it. You know, I had some friends, Dr. Shane Ott and Dr. Dana Tankel, that went out this weekend and they were adjusting firefighters. And I mean, that's awesome. That's like unbelievable, right? So they're serving in a different way. Anytime you can go out and serve, like that's the best thing you want to do, to just bring those blessings back to other people, okay? So Merry Christmas. I know I'll see you before the Christmas holidays really get started with the actual day, but just wanted to say that. The other announcement that I have for you is the Advanced Healthcare class is happening tomorrow night at 7:15 at 7 o'clock p.m. O-Juice is going to be here. They're going to be offering a juice tasting instead of a wine tasting. They're doing a juice tasting. It's incredible. We know nutrition's not the only thing. That's the lifestyle part of what you do. But the most important thing that you can do is change your life by getting reconnected to life through your brain and spinal cord, okay? So 7:15 tomorrow night, the food will start. 7 o'clock, O-Juice will be here. 7:30, the talk will start. Okay, so come one, come all. You can read all the advertisements we have out about that talk. Please fill out a DISC assessment. It's not a requirement for coming, but that DISC assessment will help better kind of what you learn tomorrow night in your foundation, okay? And think about one person whose life you're going to save and who you're going to bring tomorrow night and what you're going to be able to bless them with. And that's the gift of life, okay? So God bless you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day and have a great week. Take care.